The Asus Zenfone Max Pro enters the Indian market at a time when Xiaomi is dominating the scene with their Note 5 and Note 5 Pro. For some, it may become a viable alternative, especially for those who wanted a stock Android experience like the Mi A1 provided. However, there's more to a smartphone than just the UI. This is Sandeep from Revatlas. Let's take a look at the Zenfone Max Pro in detail to see how it performs. The Zenfone Max Pro is a big device. It's got a large 6-inch Full HD Plus IPS panel with 18:9 aspect ratio and a massive 5000 mAh battery under the hood. The physical footprint is more or less identical to the Note 5 and Note 5 Pro devices, but it is thicker owing to the larger battery. The phone feels good in the hand and the weight distribution is on point. The rounded corners are easy to grip, but the phone doesn't feel as robust as its Note 5 competitors. The glass also lacks Corning Gorilla Glass branding, and we definitely recommend getting a screen protector fitted onto it. The display, however, feels sharper as well as brighter than Note 5 Duo, and as a result the sunlight legibility is better too. The internals may seem similar too, with the octa-core Snapdragon 636 sticking inside the device along with either 3+32 or 4+64 combinations. One major plus point of the Max Pro is the triple card slot that can take 2 nano SIMs and a micro SD card at the same time. Performance is fluid and without hiccups courtesy of the stock Android UI. Funnily enough, it shows Zen UI when you head into the About page, and it runs on Android 8.1 Oreo out of the box. It doesn't have an Android One branding, but Asus is promising much faster updates than other Zen UI smartphones. There are some preloaded apps apart from the Google apps such as Calculator, FM Radio, Sound Recorder, Facebook and Twitter that can be disabled but not uninstalled. But that's a big reduction from the number that we've come to expect from regular Zen UI. It should get even better over time in terms of performance, and we'll be doing some speed tests to compare it with its competition. There's FM radio on board as well as Bluetooth 5.0 with aptX HD support, but funnily enough there doesn't seem to be support for 5GHz wireless networks. The phone supports up to 256 GB cards and 1 SIM in 4G at a time. The audio over speaker is pretty good, both in terms of clarity as well as volume outputted. It's noticeably also better than the Redmi Note 5 Pro and Note 5 in this aspect, as well as the audio over the headphone jack. Asus also includes an acoustic amplifier that doubles up as a vertical stand for the Max Pro with every unit sold. It doesn't have any electronics or fancy technology, but rather channels the sound through an acoustic chamber that amplifies the volume itself. There's a fingerprint scanner at the back, which is an always active unit, but there seems to be a slight latency, and the fade-in animation when unlocking makes it seem slower than it actually is. We expect Asus to optimize this and make it faster in the future. The face unlock feature isn't currently available on the Max Pro at the time of reviewing, but it should come soon as a software update. There's a 13 megapixel camera at the rear along with a 5 megapixel depth sensor and an 8 megapixel front shooter. Both the front and rear cameras get LED flashes to assist it. It's also worth mentioning that the default camera app of choice is Qualcomm Snapdragon camera, but Asus says that it has been and will continue to get optimizations for the Max Pro. We'll be doing a proper camera review of the phone soon, but here's a quick look at what you can expect in terms of image quality. The battery life currently is around 8 to 9 hours of screen on time, which translates to a full day of use for heavy users and more so for regular users. The phone charges over micro USB and takes around 3 hours for a full charge using the bundled adapter. It also supports USB OTG, so you can indeed use the phone's 5000 mAh battery as a power bank in case the need arises. It's worth noting that the software is still in beta stage, so some of the things will further be refined and optimized. However, as it stands now, the Zenfone Max is a pretty impressive smartphone and a possible alternative to the Note 5 and Note 5 Pro smartphones. While it definitely is better than Note 5, it may face stiff competition from 5 Pro, especially in the camera department. We shall do a full-fledged camera review, so please do stay tuned for that. It also stands to gain a lot of potential Android purists who would prefer a stock Android phone such as the Mi A1. With the Mi A1 out of the picture and the Mi A2 coming only later, the Zenfone Max Pro should do pretty well. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next one.